What is up, guys? It's the PlayStation Peach and welcome to episode 10 of Let's Play Spyro 3, Year of the Reignited Dragon. Last episode, we rescued Sergeant James Bird, who hilariously blasted Moneybags into oblivion. No wonder he wanted to conserve his ammo. Now, we are heading into his base and see what he's up to.
I have to train the hummingbirds. They must be in peak physical condition if we're going to take on the sorceress.
Sir, the situation is this. Yesterday, at 1845 hours, the Rhynocs invaded. We defended as best we could, sir. But without your leadership, we couldn't put up an effective resistance. By 1900 hours, the rest of the squad was captured, and the Rhynocs had complete control of the base.
Sounds rough. I also love the hummingbird's accent. But anyway, see, of course, I'm not alone in this recording. I have my usual friend with me. Introduce yourself.
Hello, one of these two is the kind birds feathered down further outside of on Creeper. Happy Halloween. For real this time.
Actually, it's going to be Halloween tomorrow at the time of recording.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I can't blast open this glass. And I was at a bit of a loss on what to do, aside from get the gems and stuff and free the hummingbirds from the cage. But I'll find out later that, first of all, I don't even need to shoot the cages to free the hummingbirds. But if I fly at a certain point, you'll find a secret tunnel. Go through it, and it leads to the rest of the stage. I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't find it initially, since it's in plain sight. Also, what's with that ladybug flipping its body like that? So, this is the new character, Sergeant James Bird, and he can actually fly, despite PC saying that he's apparently a penguin.
Take the enemy out with your rockets by
Well,
pressing the
it's
attack
actually
button,
very
sir.
easy to explain. He was raised by the hummingbirds. He said so himself. And
I
the
didn't-
hummingbirds can fly, so Sergeant Bird can fly.
I didn't think
One
being
half
raised
of the
by,
player's blast
I
should
didn't
take
think
this
a
door
penguin
down,
could
sir.
learn to fly by being raised by a bird, species of birds that can. I wonder what kind of rigorous training Sergeant Bird had to go through to finally be able to pull it off.
He
Also,
was probably been raised since he passed. That would easily make it possible. It just would take longer for him, specifically because it's a penguin.
and
So he's probably been practicing his whole life. And probably only got it like a few years before 1999 when this game released.
don't you mean
2000 when this game released. So probably like 3 years before. So probably like 1 year before Spyro 1 came out.
wow? So, aside from his ability to fly.
That's just my guess. That's my estimate.
So anyway, aside from his ability to fly, Sergeant Bird has state-of-the-art weaponry in the form of a bunch of rockets, which is weird because
Sir,
he said he had limited ammo
They won't march
when
far on
he
empty stomachs.
was initially rescued, but that dragon's wearing the eggshell like a hat.
Sir, the Rhynocs have blocked the way
wait,
out
where
of this
was I?
next cave with a security door, and I don't think you'll be able
Hold
to
on,
blast your way
let's
through
listen
this
to
room.
this.
I recommend you
Hummingbird.
land on the weights and carry them to the pressure-sensitive security switches on either side of the door. When in position, press the charge button to drop the weight. Press the action button once to look down, and press it again to look up, sir.
And this is another thing Sergeant Bird can do. Hold on, let me take care of that. This obnoxious mole. Which, by the way, getting all the moles are part of a skill point. So, basically, much like how most birds grab things with their claws, Sergeant Bird does the same. And since penguins normally can't fly, I don't see how penguins would normally need to do that, but since Sergeant Bird in particular can fly, I don't deny that happening. I especially find it impressive that he can pick things up in spite of his webbed feet. That took a lot of practice. Also, this was where I learned that the cages are indestructible. You have to approach them to free the bird.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, putting these weights down. Let me take care of this rodent. There we go. Sneak attack on the Rhynoc. And now, we will get to open this door. Ooh, more gems. But what I find weird is that Sergeant Bird said he had limited ammo when he was initially rescued. But here, during gameplay, he has unlimited ammo. Kind of a bit of a continuity error if you ask me.
Keep fighting the good fight, sir. We're almost there, and I'm, right behind you.
More like he just lied so that he could get revenge of Moneybags.
Yeah.
Plus, he's strategically a freaking military soldier. So he probably realized, okay, trying to shoot through the cage is not working. So let's just save the ammo for when I'm out the cage.
Very clever.
Yeah. Plus, the sorceress's magic, so she probably enchanted that cage. But the cage was right in front of her when she made Spike.
And
So it's possible that in the middle of the battle, she probably enchanted the cage so that he couldn't blast his way out.
And I'd imagine saying that because the cage was enchanted and he couldn't would have probably been too embarrassing for a soldier like him, so he decided to lie through his teeth. Or beak. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially since he's the captain of a bunch of military avians.
Yeah, but that just tried something here.
Gotta find a way to get to that hole.
And yeah, pretty much.
Let's just talk to this hummingbird. Whoa! Hey! Get out of here! Oh, another... Now then, I wonder what... Oh, I know what these can be used for. These are essentially micro missiles. Once Sergeant Bird gets on top of them, he can grab them with his webbed feet.
Keep fighting
Then-
the good fight, sir. We're almost there, and I'm,
Wow.
right behind you.
What, the second I talked to that hummingbird, all the rockets literally just blew up, and Sergeant Bird took no damage from it.
Mission accomplished. It's great to have you back, sir.
Ryan Lee. A cute little yawn. He went right back to sleep. Now then, all that... So anyway, now that we're done with the main storyline in Sergeant Bird's base, we can take care of the rest. You saw me grab those missiles earlier. And when you grab them, you can carry them around. When you press triangle, you can drop them on unsuspecting Rhynocs, and you'll blow them up. Ahmed will be proud. And plus, these things actually can be used to break those unbreakable jars that are scattered throughout the base. In fact, you saw one earlier. And even when you're on the outside, you still can't break the glass to use as a shortcut. Oh well. So, what did you think of Sergeant Bird's playstyle? What is your most favorite thing about it?
Oh, I like this flying stuff. I've been being able to fly, especially.
Reporting for duty, sir.
To just be able to fly in a Spyro game, like Control Fly. You don't get to do another flying thing until like about Spyro Heroes Tale when you see Sergeant Bird again, and then you don't see it again until the Legend of Spyro trilogy where you can fly as Spyro or Cinder. In the third game, that is.
Well, there are the flight stages and speedways.
Yeah, but those are flight stages. I want to be able to fly around in the actual levels.
Well, there's the super fly power-up.
We'll get that trick soon enough.
And the super fly power-up, what about that?
The Superfly power-up is very limited. I prefer unlimited flight. It's just beautiful looking at these worlds, both in PS1 days and in the PS4 days.
Fair enough. Of course, sometimes in games like the Sonic games, characters like Tails, Cream, Rouge, or Charmy, or other characters that would normally be able to fly, they would have something like a limited amount of flight time to prevent players from abusing the mechanic. It's also how Flood works in Super Mario Sunshine. Where his Flood's hover nozzle allows you to fly into the air, but only for a brief period of time. And when you're flying with Flood, the game enters tank controls, which is another way to prevent people from abusing the mechanic. So sometimes this flight can be a bit too overpowered, so they had to balance it in order to make it fair. Heck, even the wing cap in Super Mario 64 is limited. After a while, the cap returns to normal. But in the case of Sergeant Bird, he can fly wherever you like. And the level has been designed around that. And any and all levels with Sergeant Bird flying for that matter. Heck, in a later level, you can actually have Sergeant Bird fly through the main level itself as opposed to a mere sub-area.
Exactly. Now, in the PS1 game, there was a height cap, of course, so you could just barely touch the top of the tallest tower. Just barely. You couldn't make it though, sadly, because of the level height cap back in the day. Now, in the PS4,
What are your orders,
I don't know if I tested this. I don't know if they still have a height cap or anything like that. Maybe you're able to sit on top of that tower now. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check.
Well, in Sergeant Bird's base, there is a fly cap, but I never looked to see if there was in the level we're about to see. And plus, did I mention, in that level that I'm referring to has a callback to Spyro 2. No spoilers! Okay?
I won't say. No spoilies from this gal.
And not to mention the fact that it's... not only is it a reference to the previous game, but this version is much more over the top.
Plus you got two different sets of dialogues depending on which character you start and finish with. And check back with.
Right. You know, I should show that off. Start the quest as... Can you even reach that guy as Spyro in that level?
Yeah, it's just a bit tricky, but I know the way. If you need me to, I can go and quickly record that.
Sure. Even if I intend to do it, also intend to do it myself because, you know, I like to show the differences in characters and stuff.
Can you record share play?
I think. Oh, also,
If you can.
that little hole I blew up that the jar was above, you get a trophy for blowing it up. It's almost like a hidden passage. And in this hidden passage is where the final hummingbird will be. I can't imagine what it must have felt like for the hummingbird to be
Before
trapped
I was captured, I recovered
near a
this egg
bunch
from
of
the
lava.
enemy, sir.
Well, at least she has Roy. Roy just covered his privates as if he was.
Give Santa Claus Georgie. Hey, no, I'm the Tooth Fairy, so I'm getting new names. You all voted against Tooth Man, Tooth Guy, and Tooth because they all stung. So I've decided a new set of names: Captain Floss, Black Man, and Roy. Roy! No, nobody could have put a tooth under the pillow for a man named Roy. It's coming from a guy who shoots arrows in people's butts while wearing a diaper.
Oh my god, who came up with that?
Apparently the director of the Tim Allen Santa Claus trilogy.
Okay, that was pure genius. If I ever meet this guy, I'm gonna give him a pat in the back.
Yeah, he's got a great trilogy, I tell ya.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it for Sergeant Bird's base. In the next episode, we will be going to the actual levels this time. And yes, from now on, I will be doing the new character stages before doing the main ones, so I can play their stages without backtracking. As provided that there's no need for a character that I would need to get late in the game, of course, because you're gonna see that a lot. Like a Yeti will be around in the next world, but
I've assessed the
you
situation.
can't get him here.
We need 5 brave souls to
So
operate
anyway,
the whirly gate.
Now that we rescued Sergeant Bird, we can take care of the rest of the worlds here. So in the next episode, we will be saving the Midday Gardens from the Sorceress. See you in the next episode.
See y'all then.